Hi everyone, just checking in. Today is day 16 post-op and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling not hungry still. It is now the puree stage that I'm on, so I can have anything that's of a bit of a thicker consistency. So for example, I had mashed avocado and feta with a poached egg. I managed to get about a quarter of that down. So it's very slow. It's kind of like when I first started liquid phase. Things were incredibly restricted at the start. But by the end of the 2 weeks, I was having quite a bit of liquid in one go. I think when I first came out of surgery, it was sort of like just real sipping. And, I was full with 2 to 3 sips. By the end of it, I was actually getting probably 1.5 litres down of water and or other fluids with no pain. So I'm assuming and hoping that's the same for puree stage. So puree can have things like I can have mince. I cannot wrap my head around the idea of pureeing meat, although I have read some people on Facebook groups are doing pureed meat and veg, which is a great way to get fibre and protein, but I personally can't do pureed meat, so mince it is. So I have had I bought a soupy, mincy kind of Mexican bean thing, which was really quite nice, just pre-packaged from Coles, and that went down really well. A lot better than the egg did. The egg actually sat really heavy on my chest. The first time I had it, I think I was a bit excited for the egg, and I'd been dreaming about poached eggs, and I think I ate it a little bit too quickly, and I had excruciating pains, like really, really, like I am a wuss, but it was really bad chest pains. I felt like I was having a cardiac arrest. So I learnt my lesson there, and I've got to take it really slow, kind of like when I started liquids. It's the same thing for puree. I'd say from what I've read that my stomach still has swelling, so yeah, I learnt from that. The pain I think lasted about 2 hours, and it was quite intense pain. And that's purely from just eating too quickly. And I really only had 3 or 4 mouthfuls, but it was just too quick. So I basically got to have a bite and then wait 2 or 3 minutes and then have another bite and chew and make sure that it's completely mush. So yeah, I can have wheat bix, I can have soggy wheat bix, so I had that for breakfast this morning, and that went down really well. It took me probably about 40 minutes to eat one wheat bix, but I got the whole thing down, and I actually had it with protein milk. There's well, I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. This protein milk is another good way to get your protein in. So I had finished that one, and that's all I've had today so far, and it's 2 o'clock. So yeah, gives you an idea of how little you can have and how little you feel hungry. I have sort of slackened off with the water. I've got to keep my fluids up, I think, because it's cold. I only like cold water. I'm a bit funny with water. I only like drinking cold water, so yeah, that's been a little bit challenging to get my water down because it's cold outside and you don't really feel like it. But I've still been having hot soups and broths to try and, because they're all made with water, try and use that as my water intake. But yeah, I've got to really focus back on getting the fluid in. Other than the pain that I had when I ate too quickly, I've been pretty good. I still am really surprised how restricted I am. Do I miss food? Sometimes. Sometimes I miss food. It's a weird mentality because you're not hungry, so you don't miss it in the sense that you're starving. You miss it in the flavors and the smell, and you see other people around you and they're eating it and it looks delicious, but you're also not hungry. So it's a weird mental dichotomy, I suppose you could say. Yeah, so I love not being hungry. That's one thing I really love about the surgery, is that before I used to get hunger pains and, I'd be constantly hungry probably every 2.5 hours, I'd be hungry, and if I didn't eat, I'd actually feel nauseous. And I'd get hot and I'd feel sick if I didn't eat, which I hated. So this is great. I love, that's one of the main things I love, is not being hungry. But it's a challenge in itself to make sure that you're getting the nutrition down. But other than that, my week's been really good. I can't complain. I've just got to remember to chew slowly and really slowly, and it's basically, yeah, lucky to get a quarter of a cup. So, you might start to feel a little tinge of hungriness, if that's a word, of hunger. And then you eat, and like 2 or 3 teaspoons and you're full. So that's quite bizarre. But mentally, I'm feeling good. I have energy. I feel like my stomach's getting smaller, which is where I carried most of my weight. I have weighed in. I've weighed in every day. Naughty, naughty, I know. And it was getting a bit frustrating because the scales weren't moving, and I had a stall pretty much for about a week where I lost no weight. In fact, I gained weight. I know, can you believe it? I'm eating next to nothing and I gained weight. But I tried to be positive, and I didn't let it get to me really. I just thought, it's just a number. It is what it is. Eventually it's going to have to move because I'm eating pretty much nothing. And it did today. Yay. So I lost half a kilo in a week. I know, crazy, but it is what it is. And it's just a number, so we just keep moving forward, and hopefully it's a sign of some things to come. But other than that, yeah, doing really well. It was my birthday yesterday, so I'm going over today to visit my family and just have a family dinner. We are having an ice cream cake because that's pretty much all I can have. And so it would be nice to have something like that. I haven't had anything for a long time, so that will be nice. Yeah, other than that, everything is going good. I'll check back in probably another week and give you an update. Hope you're all well. Bye, guys.